Have you ever met someone who completely redefined what aging can look like? I have, and her name is Keiko. She's 75 years old, but when I first saw her, I honestly thought she was in her early 40s. No plastic surgery, no miracle serums, no Hollywood filters, just a radiant woman with soft skin, clear eyes, and a presence so graceful, it makes time feel irrelevant. In a world obsessed with reversing age, Keiko doesn't chase youth. She embodies it. And that's exactly what makes her story so powerful. Let me be clear. This isn't a video about trendy diets, expensive face creams, or 21-step skincare routines. You won't hear me telling you to run marathons or drink collagen smoothies. Instead, this is about something far more meaningful. How one woman's simple daily habits, rooted in tradition, mindfulness, and purpose, have helped her stay vibrant, peaceful, and energized well into her 70s. And here's the best part. What she does is not only timeless, it's doable by anyone, at any age. If you're a woman or man in your 60s, 70s, or beyond, and you've ever felt like aging is about decline, invisibility, or fading into the background, I invite you to stay with me. Because Keiko's lifestyle may just flip that belief on its head. Her life holds lessons we were never taught about movement, food, connection, and most of all, how to find joy in the quiet, ordinary moments. So take a breath, get comfortable, and join me as we uncover the real secrets behind Keiko's ageless vitality. This isn't just her story, it could be yours too. Let's begin. 1. The life philosophy, Ikigai, a reason to wake up every day. In Western culture, we're often taught to think of aging as a slow drift toward irrelevance, retirement, less productivity, fewer goals. But in Japan, particularly in Okinawan and rural communities, aging isn't seen as an ending. It's seen as a deeper beginning, a season to live with clarity and purpose. And at the heart of that philosophy is a concept called Ikigai. Ikigai doesn't translate easily into English, but it loosely means a reason for being, or what gets you out of bed in the morning. It's not just about career or hobbies, it's about the small, soul-filling reasons you keep going, even when the world slows down around you. For Keiko, her Ikigai isn't money, recognition, or staying young. It's writing letters to her grandchildren, arranging fresh flowers for the local temple, and painting simple ink landscapes by hand. None of these things would land on a resume, yet they're central to her identity and vitality. Now pause for a moment. What's your Ikigai? Maybe it's growing tomatoes in your backyard. Maybe it's teaching your granddaughter how to quilt. Maybe it's volunteering once a week, or simply sharing coffee with a friend who needs someone to talk to. Science backs this up. Studies have shown that older adults who have a strong sense of purpose live longer, have lower rates of Alzheimer's, and experience better emotional health. Ikigai isn't about doing more. It's about doing what matters consistently. In the US, we often focus on retirement planning in financial terms, but what if we also planned for purpose? What if we carved out space not just to survive, but to thrive? You don't need to move to Japan to adopt this mindset. You just need to ask, what brings meaning to my day? What do I look forward to, no matter how small? Because sometimes the secret to looking younger isn't on your face, it's in your reason to live. 2. Food as medicine and a ritual of gratitude. If you've ever heard the phrase, "you are what you eat," Keiko's life gives that expression new meaning. At 75, her energy, clarity, and even her glowing skin all point to one truth. Food isn't just fuel, it's a form of care, connection, and healing. Keiko approaches every meal with a sense of reverence. She doesn't eat in front of a screen, doesn't rush, and doesn't rely on ultra-processed convenience foods. Instead, her meals are simple, seasonal, and filled with intention. In a typical day, she might begin with a small bowl of steamed brown rice mixed with barley and black rice, paired with a light miso soup and seasonal vegetables. Grilled fish rich in omega-3s like mackerel or sardines often completes the plate. But what makes this remarkable isn't just the ingredients. It's how she treats the act of eating. Before each meal, she says, "Itadakimasu," which roughly translates to "I humbly receive." It's not a religious ritual, but a moment of gratitude toward the food, the farmer, the hands that prepared it. In our fast-paced world where we often eat in cars or while checking emails, this kind of pause is powerful. Her dietary habits also include fermented foods, like pickled vegetables, natto, or traditional miso, which promote gut health. Modern research shows that a balanced microbiome is linked to stronger immunity, improved mood, and yes, even healthier skin. Perhaps one of Keiko's most important practices is harahachi byu, a Japanese principle that means eat until you're 80% full. She doesn't count calories or jump on diet trends. Instead, she listens to her body and respects its limits. This moderation helps with digestion, energy, and long-term health. For those of us living in the US, this might seem unfamiliar, but it's surprisingly practical. Eating more whole foods, avoiding processed sugars, and taking a quiet moment to be thankful can transform how we feel, physically and emotionally. Because in the end, it's not just what we eat, but how we eat that shapes our health. The secret isn't in a supplement, it might just be in your next mindful bite. 3. Movement as medicine. Gentle, consistent, and intentional. In the United States, we often think of exercise as something intense. Treadmills, weights, high-impact routines, or expensive memberships. But what if staying youthful and pain-free didn't require any of that? Keiko at 75 doesn't hit the gym or count her steps. Yet her spine is straight, her gait steady, and her joints flexible. Her secret? She simply moves, and she does it with mindfulness and consistency. Rather than compartmentalizing movement into workouts, Keiko weaves it into her day. She squats to reach for items, stretches before meals, and walks every morning, not with the goal of burning calories, but to connect with her breath and surroundings. Her walks last about 30 to 40 minutes, often through quiet neighborhoods or nature paths. There's no rush, no competition, just presence. This kind of intentional, low-impact movement has been shown in numerous studies to reduce the risk of chronic conditions like heart disease, osteoporosis, and dementia. And for older adults, it's one of the safest and most effective ways to maintain mobility, balance, and independence. She also practices simple stretches. Nothing dramatic, just 10 minutes in the morning and evening to awaken her body. These mirror traditional Japanese do-in movements, focusing on breath, posture, and body awareness. Think of it as a gentle tune-up for your muscles and joints, something we can all benefit from, no matter our fitness level. What's especially striking about Keiko is her posture. She carries herself with the elegance of a dancer, shoulders relaxed, chin lifted, spine long. As she puts it, how you carry your body is how you carry your life. And she's right. Good posture improves digestion, breathing, and even emotional well-being. Here in the US, we can take a cue from this approach. You don't need fancy equipment to start. A walk around the block, light stretching in the living room, standing tall while washing dishes, these everyday movements, done with care, make a lasting difference. Because the goal isn't to look fit, it's to feel alive. And often the simplest movements are the ones that keep us young the longest. 4. Skincare, minimal yet deeply meaningful. In the age of 12-step skincare routines, serums with names we can't pronounce, and anti-aging creams that cost a small fortune, Keiko's approach feels like a breath of fresh air. Her skin glows, not because of luxury products, but because of something much simpler: respect. Keiko treats her face not as a problem to fix, but as a garden to tend. Her skincare routine is consistent, quiet, and intentional. And above all, it's gentle. She begins and ends each day with the same 4 steps: cleanse, tone, moisturize, and protect. No trendy actives, no harsh exfoliants, just the kind of old-world care that's been passed down through generations. Her cleanser, mild and low in pH, often made with rice bran or green tea extract. She never uses hot water, only lukewarm. "Hot water feels good," she once said, "but it steals softness." That perspective alone reframes how we think about caring for mature skin. Next, she applies a toner, hand-patted, not wiped, often something as simple as rice water or brewed tea. Her moisturizer is lightweight, usually plant-based oils like camellia or squalane. And here's the key, she presses it in gently, never rubs it. Her touch is soft and her breath is calm. Because for her, skincare isn't just about the skin, it's about calming the nervous system. She also drinks plenty of warm fluids throughout the day. Green tea, barley tea, or just warm water. Believing hydration starts from within. And when it comes to sun protection, she's unwavering. Light sunscreen, gloves while gardening, and staying out of peak sun hours have been her habits for decades. What makes this even more meaningful is her philosophy. If you wouldn't need it, don't put it on your skin. There's wisdom in that simplicity, an approach that feels far more sustainable than chasing every new trend. In a culture that tells us aging skin needs fixing, Keiko's message is different. She doesn't aim to look younger. She aims to feel peaceful. And that peace, paired with a lifetime of consistent care, is what truly radiates through her skin. So perhaps the best beauty secret isn't a jar. It's how we speak to ourselves in the mirror. 5. Social connection. Moai. Lifelong friendship that heals. As we grow older, one of the quietest but most powerful forces shaping our health isn't in a pill bottle or a doctor's office. It's our relationships. And in Japan, there's a beautiful tradition that brings this to life, the moai. Moai is a small, trusted group of friends who commit to supporting one another emotionally, practically, and spiritually over a lifetime. Keiko has been part of her moai for over 40 years. These aren't just acquaintances, they are chosen family. They meet for tea, share meals, walk together, and lend each other a listening ear through life's ups and downs. In American culture, we often talk about independence and aging in place. But what if the real secret to aging well isn't doing everything alone, but staying deeply connected? Loneliness among seniors in the US has been linked to increased risk of heart disease, depression, and cognitive decline. Yet many of us don't realize how much community can serve as medicine. Keiko's life shows that friendship isn't just a social perk, it's a foundation of longevity. Her joy doesn't come from grand events, but from small, consistent touch points with people who truly see her. They laugh, they cry, they celebrate seasonal holidays together. They've weathered loss, welcomed grandchildren, and stayed bonded through change. And this kind of connection is possible here too. Whether it's a church group, a book club, a group of neighbors, or simply a few close friends you meet for breakfast every Thursday, what matters is intention. Make time, show up, check in on each other. True friendship doesn't require constant contact, just consistent care. If you've drifted from your circle, it's never too late to rebuild. Start small, one call, one coffee, one kind word. You'd be surprised how one genuine connection can lift your spirit and protect your health. Keiko's moai reminds us of something timeless. We're not meant to walk this road alone. And the heart, much like the body, stays stronger when it stays connected. 6th mindset, gratitude, acceptance, and letting go. If there's one thing that quietly shapes how we age, not just physically, but emotionally, it's our mindset. And for Keiko, aging gracefully isn't about denial or resistance. It's about embracing what is, finding peace with what was, and holding hope for what's still to come. Her life hasn't been without loss. Keiko lost her husband to cancer at 58. She raised her children largely alone. She's seen seasons change, friends pass on, the world grow louder and faster. Yet when you meet her, there's no bitterness in her tone, only a deep calm, like still water. What's her secret? Keiko lives with what I'd call a resilient heart. She practices gratitude daily, not in a dramatic way, but in how she waters her plants, how she folds the laundry, how she speaks of her late husband with love instead of regret. This everyday appreciation builds emotional muscle. She also practices acceptance. Instead of fighting every wrinkle or lamenting the past, she welcomes life as it unfolds. She once said, "When I stop expecting things to stay the same, I start noticing how beautiful change can be." That perspective doesn't come from perfection. It comes from practice. And maybe most important of all, Keiko has mastered the art of letting go. Letting go of what she can't control, of regrets, of harsh self-talk. She focuses instead on what she can influence, how she responds, how she speaks to herself, and how she treats others. Here in the US, we often struggle with this. We're told to stay strong, to keep pushing forward. But what if true strength lies in softness, in pausing to feel, to reflect, to release? For those of us in our 60s, 70s, or beyond, emotional weight can age us faster than time itself. But a peaceful heart, built on gratitude and forgiveness, lightens every step. Keiko shows us that grace doesn't come from control. It comes from trust, from knowing you've done your part, and from choosing peace over perfection. Because in the end, the light in your eyes matters more than the lines on your face. As we come to the end of Keiko's story, what stands out most isn't just how youthful she looks at 75, it's why she radiates such timeless energy. It's not about chasing youth, but about nurturing life day by day. Keiko's secrets are not tucked away in expensive jars or far-off wellness retreats. They're right here, in how she moves her body, in the food she prepares with care, in the friendships she treasures, and in the way she meets each morning with purpose and each evening with peace. For those of us in our 60s and beyond, her story reminds us that vitality isn't gone. It just needs to be invited back in, through small, intentional choices, through slowing down, through reconnecting with what matters. So here's the invitation. Simplify your days. Cut the clutter, mentally and physically. Find a reason to wake up, whether it's a person, a project, or a simple joy like tending a garden. Nourish your body, not through dieting, but through respect. Stay in motion, not with intensity, but with purpose. Protect your peace. Let go of what weighs you down. And above all, stay connected, because you were never meant to age alone. If Keiko's story sparks something in you, an idea, a memory, a quiet longing, don't ignore it. Let it be the beginning of your own gentle revolution. And if you'd like more insights, stories, and practical steps for aging with strength, grace, and joy, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share this video with someone you care about. Your best years might just be the ones still ahead. Thank you for watching, and take care of yourself.